So Honkai Star Rail's anniversary patch is coming very soon, and we're likely going to get info about what the anniversary rewards are going to be during the 2.1 live stream this coming Saturday. So today, I want to discuss what I think the anniversary rewards could realistically be, and just give my general thoughts so far, because as we all know, Hoyoverse has been pretty generous overall when it comes to Star Rail and giving rewards for certain things. But I do also want to caution you all, and just like preface the video by saying, while it is always great to hope for some like crazy rewards, I do also want to remember to stay at least a little bit realistic when it comes to this, because I'm sure a lot of us follow like the Genshin community. We've seen how their anniversaries have been treated, and I know Star Rail is usually a very different scenario than Genshin, but I don't want people to start having some insanely high expectations. And if the HSR rewards are still like very good but don't meet up to those expectations, that could set people up to just have negative feelings about the game, which really aren't as reasonable, in my opinion at least. So well, yeah, when talking about the anniversary rewards, I do like to keep a level of realistic expectations for it. But before I go into my predictions here, I want to highlight some of the stuff that Star Rail has given us for free over the past year, which is really important, I think, because I think what they've done so far should set at least the bar for what the anniversary rewards could be. So I feel like there's four main things that they've given us that have been extremely valuable. The first one is that every patch so far, literally from launch until now, they've given us a free 10 pull for the limited banners at the start of the version. And they give us an extra 10 in 2.0 to celebrate Penacony, which I think that is also an important thing to keep in mind too for the anniversary rewards. Since for things that have a lot of significance, like the start of a new region, they gave us an extra 10 pull on top of the ones they always give us. Then secondly, as part of the standard banner, I think it's less of like a gift, but more so of a really just valuable thing for any player. Once we do 300 pulls on the standard banner, we do get a free standard 5-star. And yeah, as I said, while it's not a gift like the other things on here are, I do like the fact that they did this just because it does give us a nice way to get a standard character, especially if there's one that we really want. But because of how the standard banner works in Hoyoverse games, you can't really guarantee yourself to get the character that you want. So that is a very nice thing as well. The third one is that we occasionally have gotten gifts of 10 fuel, which for any player in the end game is very valuable, because you can just do so much more grinding when it comes to, if you're grinding traces, XP stuff, or even just getting relic runs and getting more either relic fodder or trying to get that really good relic for the character that you're building. Yeah, the last time we've had it, the 10 fuel gift was recently with the Sparkle release. And they've done it every couple versions or so, I feel like. Cause I think we got one from Silverwolf. And then we got maybe one or two between that and Sparkles. So the fuel gifts have definitely been very helpful to just get us to be able to do more runs on a lot of things. And then lastly, which is I'm sure the one that you expected me to start with, but I saved it for last, is that we got Dr. Ratio, a limited 5-star character for free, which is, I'm gonna say, the most generous thing that Hoyoverse has done for Star Rail so far. Especially with how good Ratio is, because if it's just like a limited character that ended up not being that great, then that would have been one thing. But Ratio is, as I'm sure we all know, a very solid character, despite him being a single target damage dealer. And the main thing that I also want to remind people of for the free Ratio was the fact that we got this for winning the mobile game of the year, right? It's not just them being like, oh, here's a free 5-star, have fun. There was a very important reason towards why we got Dr. Ratio, and I think that really is probably it's definitely the top of what they've given us in terms of generosity. So yeah, those are the four main things that I think that have either set the bar or have created some expectations for people when it comes to what the anniversary rewards can be like. So now I want to go into my realistic both predictions and hopes for the anniversary, because of course I could be horribly wrong for some things, but I think based on what we've gotten, I do have some predictions here. And it's gonna come down to three main things. So firstly, I think for sure, based on the fact that they've given us a free 10 pull every single version, that I think we're going to get a 10 pull when the anniversary starts. Now, I do think that with the timing of it, because the anniversary is on April 26th or 25th, you know, depending on how they handle that, the anniversary rewards will probably come out on that day. And that should be during the second half of 2.1, if I have like the dates properly. So I do think that when the anniversary day happens, I think we are going to get the rewards that day. And I think we are pretty much for sure going to get a 10 pull. Considering that they've given us a free 10 pull every single version update just for the update starting, makes me think that it's like almost impossible for them to not give us a free 10 pull for the anniversary. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And, you know, it is what it is at that point. But just the fact of how generous they've been with giving us pulls, I do think that a free 10 pull once the anniversary happens, like on the anniversary day, is, you know, pretty likely, I'd say. Then the second thing is I think they're going to give us a handful of different resources, which are going to be, I think, really helpful overall. Like, I think it's going to be a combination probably of like some fuel. They'll probably give us a self-modeling resin for the relic crafting system. If they give us more than one of that, that'd be kind of crazy, but I'm expecting one. Maybe like a handful of fuels, like 5 or so. I can see them giving us like XP mats, for like, you know, light cone character, relic XP, that kind of stuff, and, you know, so on and so forth with the resources. Just like a good amount of resources, probably a good amount of credits too. I could see them just dropping like either like 100k credits, a million credits, something like that for the anniversary, because I do think when it comes to rewards, they do take it pretty seriously for Star Rail in making sure that we are getting good rewards, which I am very happy about. But then the last thing, which has been a big, you know, topic of conversation, has been a standard 5-star selector. So I think it's likely that we'll get one. I'm not gonna say they're definitely doing it. I'm not gonna say that they're not doing it. I think it's likely just because of the amount of generosity they've had, plus with us getting Dr. Ratio for a basically like a huge gaming award. I do think that a standard 5-star selector, to celebrate the game being up for a year and all the success that the game has had, because Star Rail is very successful, no one is, you know, denying that. I do think that it's likely for them to be like, okay, you know, because of all the support over the past year, that we're going to give away a 5-star selector and you can pick one of the standard 5-star characters. I don't think, like, I've heard a couple people, I don't know if it's like joking or not, say like, oh, what if we got like a limited 5-star selector? That's not going to happen, I don't think. If it does, you know, I'd be glad to be wrong, but I am pretty doubtful of that, just because I feel like a limited 5-star selector would be something maybe like way down the line, like maybe a couple of years or so, if there are characters, like with the rate that characters are coming out, for sure. But for the first year anniversary, I do think that a standard 5-star selector could be very likely, and that's going to be a great time for people to pick up specific, you know, maybe like a specific standard character that you've been struggling to get and you haven't gotten. So yeah, I do think that overall my predictions are going to be definitely a 10 pull at least, some, you know, assortment of resources like fuel, self-modeling resin, you know, all that kind of stuff, and likely a standard 5-star selector, which I think is a very solid anniversary reward lineup there. But at the end of the day, I do think the Honkai Star Rail's first anniversary is shaping up to be an amazing time for pretty much every player, especially with the upcoming characters in 2.1. Because, you know, as I said, if I have the dates properly for the anniversary date is going to be around when Aventurine's banner should be out, as long as he is second side like we expect from the trend of the drip marketing posts. But, you know, we'll have to see once they announce it on Saturday. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think for the anniversary, if you think the like what you think about the rewards, if you're excited for it, all that kind of stuff. But with that, I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.